just stopped on our journey because poor old Julia's suddenly taken very ill.
I don't want to. I want to get up and I want to explore with you.
Question is, do you want to go home or do you want to go to the campsite? On the road, but a little way up will take us to where we are going to stay the night, lovely Julia. There are a campsite which we've booked this time rather than staying in the van. It's just at the end of this road near Unwell in East Sussex, and we are taking a tent that I think it's Elizabeth Newton. I think her surname is Newton, but it's definitely Elizabeth. I think it's Elizabeth and David who sent it to us. And if I've got that wrong, I'll correct it on the screen. We've got a pop-up tent, so very excited about that.
Awesome, looking forward to it. Campsite, we'll be able to do things a little bit differently, won't we? That'll be good.
I think Tim and Rachel might pop over this evening to see us. But before that, we are pootling into East Sussex without the best of knowledge of where we're going, although somebody mentioned Mayfield, never been, whoa. Although somebody mentioned Mayfield and never been there before, so we thought we'd go and have a look. We've just stopped on our journey because poor old Julia's suddenly taken very ill. Well, I say very ill, but
just funny.
You've just been throwing up.
Yeah, I think that's a combination of the stress, the heat. Probably drank too much water earlier. Maybe I need some salts in me, but
I've got some salt.
Yeah. But the main problem has been the fact that I think my innards are bruised from Joe sleeping on my gut, on my on my middle.
Do you think?
All night, because my hips and that ache.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been hit by a baseball bat back there.
Do you think he may have banged you when you were asleep or something?
It's quite possible he, done that with his head. So it's so warm at night. I didn't dare wake him to move him. So I should have.
We're just the other side of Black Boys. We're aiming for Mayfield. We thought we'd head there, and you were feeling a bit queasy when we got in. We filled up with petrol, as you saw. And we've just sort of stopped in the middle of nowhere. You okay for a minute?
Yep.
You're just drinking a bit of water. So we've just parked up on this road here. In fact, the windmill that we saw the other day is sort of basically just over there, funnily enough, Crossing Hand Windmill. And we've just got this, fortunately, this quiet road.
Fortunately, a nice quiet road.
So my poor little angel, I kept saying to her, are you all right to carry on or should we cancel?
I'm like, no, I don't want to cancel.
She's being very stoic and brave.
Stubborn.
and stubborn. And I kept thinking as we're driving along,
I'm not going to be able to get much out of this.
Yeah. I'll have to go out on Tuesday and I'll be on my own. And so what do you think? Do you think we can press on to Mayfield and have a cup of tea there?
Yes.
See if you're up for a cup of tea?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll try and do a bit more.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
Thank you for looking after me.
No, well, if you're not feeling very well.
Yeah.
Trouble is, my head is sort of like part of me is desperate to look after Julia, and the other part is desperate to make a video. It's like turn the producer's head off and just concentrate on looking after your girlfriend.
One thing at a time.
Yeah. Well, let's get to Mayfield. It's only about 3 miles away.
Cool.
And we'll have a cup of tea and we'll just take it easy.
Awesome.
Okay. Here we go.
Thanking you.
My pleasure. Right. We get the old bus off to Mayfield. And may you feel better. We stopped. We didn't quite make it yet into Mayfield.
We saw a pub.
We saw a pub
With
and
5 ashes.
yeah. So you're not on the alcohol today.
No way.
She's not on the what was it you were on? Not
Martini
Bacardi. Oh yeah,
Rosso.
Martini Rosso.
Bacardi. Oh.
No.
Nope, can't do that.
So popped in there and I bought a lemonade for the lovely Julia, and I've got the usual orange juice and lemonade. A little bit of sugar to keep us going. Spoke to, there's 3 guys in the old-fashioned bar here, and they, I have to say, were a hoot.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't in there. I could hear you laughing.
Yeah, I was just laughing about this, that and the other. Yeah, they were nice people. They sort of, oh, you're very smart, very dapper. But I won them over, so that's good. So we thought, a little bit of sugar, again, might just help you feel a bit better.
Yeah, a nice cool drink.
Yeah. What's it like?
It's lemonade with ice in.
Yeah, nice.
It's good.
It's good. Excellent. And now, one of the things I asked them was, I was under the impression that the A272, which is the road that goes, well, starts here, that's what I wanted to say, starts here and ends almost in Liss. Very close to Liss on the old A3, I think, and it goes through from here, Haywards Heath, Cowfold, where we've made a video before, and it goes straight across the A24 past Knepp at East Grinstead, and then it continues on past Billingshurst and goes up to Petworth, and then past Petworth, Midhurst, and then beyond Midhurst up to Liss, well, just before Liss, as I say, into Hampshire. And it's very much one of those long roads. There's a fantastic book written about it which gives you places of interest, and at one time I was thinking, a bit like the A303, which is the road that goes past Stonehenge down towards Honiton in Dorset and Devon. I thought it would be worth following at one point and charting the thing. But not today.
Not today.
So, cheers, Julia, and I hope you feel a bit better later.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I've just dribbled all on my leg. Never mind. I don't know where the ladies is, but the gents is just in this tiny little outhouse, this little shed here, which I think is great. I love it. There's a little bit of buddleia as well, just outside. How lovely. We just stepped down from the pub. So I was waiting for the cars because of the noise. We just stepped down from the pub across the road onto the village green here at 5 Ashes, in which there are, I think, 5 ashes. I think there still are 5. One looks like it's, well, they're all in different states of age, I think.
Yeah.
It's clearly an old village. And these ashes must have been replaced, I reckon, over the years.
Yes, because 2 of them are pretty young. One of them very young, little more than a sapling.
Absolutely. And the Sussex flag here, which is lovely to see as well. It's nice to actually see when a place is actually named like 5 Ashes. There are actually 5 ashes here. I don't know if there's 7 Oaks in 7 Oaks anymore, but presumably that's how these places get their name. There is behind this very beautiful and probably quite old barn. Julia's doing a little bit of healing here. Bit of a tree hug.
Pulling out some old nails and drawing pins as well.
Yes, you can imagine these are notice boards for the village, aren't they? Which is a bit of a shame.
Poor things.
Poor things.
But at least they're loved.
Yes. Named after... Well, the name comes from the village, of course. Ready to go to Mayfield? Let's see.
May.
May we?
Field.
We may. Let's see what it's like.
That's poor.
We're standing at what must be, I suppose, the top of the high street, the north, well, maybe not the north end because the sun has come round a bit. It's probably, the east end of the
highest point.
It's the highest point of the high street here in Mayfield, outside Mayfield School, a church here Holy Child School since 1872, the old palace. Built on the highest point. We were just reading a sign about it, and various archbishops had built stone churches and various things, and I can't remember any of it now. So go and look it up on Wikipedia. This is like
it's fantastic, isn't it? It's gorgeous. It's a bit Wiltshire.
It's a bit. I was just thinking, this whole village. We'll walk along and have a look. We just had a look at the Mayfield Canon, which reminds us, of course, that this is the iron weald where during the Tudor period and even the Romans were digging up iron off the surface. They weren't digging big deep mines as they got further, but they were digging for iron and smelting and iron ore and all of that here in East Sussex. It's very much, and this must have been very rich round here because it's absolutely beautiful with these timber frame properties with lots of timber, which of course signifies wealth, and then the stone properties, like the one that's just across the road from us now. Absolutely amazing. But it was a bit like a couple of the places we went to, Corsham and Laycock in Wiltshire. It's like nice to see a almost preserved village, isn't it, from medieval times onwards, although some of these are very Georgian.
It's gorgeous though,
it's gorgeous. How are you feeling?
Yeah,
so
better.
If Julia's a bit quiet, you'll know why.
I love these timber frame buildings though, especially these ones they're so intricate.
Oh, this one particularly absolutely stunning. It's what does it say? XV1, so that's 16th century free house, now a pub, Middle House, Mayfield. There's a little lane here called Star Lane that sort of drops down, and then beyond you get the peak of the South Downs. And there's another sign just above it that says to the bowling green, so presumably down there somewhere is an old bowling green, but opposite is the church. So this is St Dunstan's Church. I've gleaned that from the signpost over there. Julia's having a sit down. She's feeling very weak inside the porch. You all right, Julia?
Yeah.
She's feeling a bit crap.
Feeling rather pathetic. I'm starting to feel sorry for myself now.
Oh, I'm just going to walk round. You take it easy. And
Carry on.
are you all right if I do that?
Yeah, of course.
It's a shame to come all this way and not just have a quick look round at most of the church if we can. This is somewhere I've clearly got to come back to because there's so much here, and it's difficult when obviously you're not feeling great and you can't share that experience. But it's nice to have just been here. So many people have asked if I've ever been to Mayfield, and I haven't. There's a stone here that makes me smile. It says, "The Right Honourable Lord Godber of Mayfield in the county of Sussex, Knight of the British Empire, Grand Order of Nassau in Holland, 1888. He was born, died in 1976. I just think it's a lovely name. Gobba. Reminds me of porridge. It's quite an amazing churchyard. There's so many different types of gravestones here, and many of them are very thick and chunky, like this one here. And then you've got sections that are strimmed, I don't know what I'm talking about, strimmed, and then others which are just wild. Julia's just come out. How are you feeling?
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Nearly fell off the pew.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, fell asleep.
There was a couple that just walked through the graveyard, and I think they got a puppy, but it was one of those dogs that looked like werewolves.
Oh, a husky.
Husky type dog with the funny eyes that look,
blue eyes.
Yeah, I was not keen on those dogs. They always look like like the devil's got hold of them.
Fair enough.
Anyway, she was struggling. The woman of the couple was desperately struggling with
Yeah,
this.
quite strong, those dogs.
Yeah, they had one each, and the other chap had gone on. Yeah, but she was effing and blinding.
Oh,
So
you had to stop filming.
I had to keep clear because I didn't want to upset anybody of my lovely viewers.
No.
But anyway,
otherwise we could swear.
Yes, and you.
Not that we'd want to.
No, you never swear.
Oh no.
Ever heard of Thomas Pauper Plummer?
No.
No, there he is. Or Piper, is
It
it?
was Piper Plummer.
Oh, Piper. He wasn't a pauper, not by the size of that.
Mm.
So
No.
yeah, a lot of rich people buried here. What an amazing church. It's very big, but then you kind of see that from the outside with a massive nave and then two aisles either side, north and south. And this must be, I think, for a village, the grandest chancel I've ever seen. Amazing, well-preserved roof, although probably Victorian, redone up, I imagine. In fact, the whole interior smacks of Victorianism. But even so, it has been done rather beautifully, and it is very, very grand. So it just goes to show you this must have been a very important village in its day, extremely prosperous, with all these monuments on the walls that show that there were a lot of benefactors to the church and no doubt to the village. Makes you wonder where their money came from. Probably from the iron, I imagine. Rich families, hereditarily handed down, I'm guessing. I don't know about wool, because wool used to be a thing, but I don't know how much grazing land is around here. And the organ here just looks absolutely brand new, or cleaned, polished every day. People sometimes get annoyed with me because in the graveyard or the churchyard, they'll say, Richard, you're just not being respectful because you're treading on the graves of people. But they forget that inside a church, the aisle and all sorts of different places, people were buried. And here's one such one, very old, 1708. 1708. Thomas Sands, what does he say? Citizen and wine cooper of London, who died on the 11th of, I can't work out the year, December 1708, in his 33rd year of his life. There's what looks like an even older one. Yes, this one, 1668. Just goes to show you how old the church was. And this is obviously a complete new rebuild, grown and built and what have you, but there would have been a much older church here. Amazing piece of ironwork here, and I wonder if that's connected to the iron industry that would have been here in East Sussex. How are you feeling?
Like I could sleep for a week, annoyingly. I don't want to. I want to get up and I want to explore with you.
Question is, do you want to go home or do you want to go to the campsite?
I don't want to go home, no.
So we'll go to the campsite then, shall we?
Yes, please.
And put a pop-up tent up.
Yes.
I don't think we're going to make it to the campsite. In fact, we've rung up Tim to ask if he can cancel it because Julia's just feeling a bit shit.
Rotten.
Yeah, we've stopped.
I'm so sorry.
No, please don't worry about it. We've stopped off a couple of times now. Julia's been sick.
That's no good, is it?
No, we're going to get you home. I can look after you, and if you know things progress badly, we've got doctors and hospitals nearby, the people we know, you've got your family and all of that, rather than being in a campsite with a pop-up tent, which we have no idea how we're going to put it back together again. So I think we'll abandon this. We've got some footage and I'll look after you.
Thank you.
And you haven't got to be back home technically until tomorrow lunchtime.
No, you better believe it. I'm not going back till then.
And so you just need a break from the kids.
You don't mind having me?
No, of course not. And you can just sleep and I can occupy myself and just keep an eye on you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, we're just going to head back. So watch this space. We'll keep reporting and let you know how lovely Julia is. So we'll see you guys after the break. We're home.
We are.
You all right? Come on in, just shut that and come in. I'll grab all the other stuff. So I'll bring the bedding in if you want to lie down on the bed. But meanwhile,
I'll be on the sofa.
have a lie down on the sofa. Can I get you anything? Cup of tea or anything like that? Drink, water?
I think a cup of lemon tea would be lovely, actually.
Right. Leave it with me.
Thank you. Just don't understand why I'm so tired.
Well, you're not feeling very well.
No, I'm feeling rather crap, actually.
Yeah. Well, at least all the facilities are here now, so...
Yeah, I'm so sorry we had to cancel.
No, don't worry.
We really didn't want to.
No, I know you didn't. I know
We really didn't want to be ill either.
No, of course not. We made an effort. We did what we could. No one's going to blame you.
No, please, right up my nose, Holly. All
You
right.
get right up your nose. Up the nostrils. Right, I'm going to go and... I'll go and just secure the van.
Yeah.
And then put the kettle on.
All right, thank you.
No worries. It's the next day and we've had a night of it. I don't know, retching, throwing up, falling out windows. Gosh, it was, the list is no, not really.
Your imagination is really good.
It's far too good. Yeah, we've had a bit of a grim night, didn't we? So we'll try and tell you the story. We're off now to the GP's so that Julia can go really and get some antibiotics. Yeah, let me hold that whilst you do your thingy. Yeah, so we're just going to get some antibiotics this morning. If you touch the back screen and then the light comes back up, and you can see it.
It's a lovely little camera, isn't it?
Yeah, we're just on the new GoPro that we've purchased. It's really meant for behind the scenes filming. So this is a sort of behind the scenes and filming, if that makes sense. So yeah, you saw us earlier. Julia, we came home. Julia wasn't very well. We decided that we better ring up 111, the out of hours doctor service, because we weren't sure whether, because you were in excruciating pain, but we didn't know whether it was an A&E trip. But we knew that it was going to be busy in the hospital because of the heat stuff. And so I rang the hospital to say, what's the situation like at A&E, and should we come in for the symptoms we're presenting? And they basically said, don't come into A&E, it's absolutely heaving. We rang up the out of hours doctors. They went through a whole string load of stuff.
Half of which was irrelevant.
Yeah, but they're doing a tick box exercise, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because you know, the guy who's on the phone doesn't really know how to answer unless it's on his questionnaire, as they try and sort of break down a diagnosis. And then half an hour later we had the actual doctor ring us, which was nice. But the guy who was doing the initial diagnosis seemed to think from the stuff we were telling you, and I think he got it into his head that you were having some heart problem, because he said, are your legs blue and are they bloated? And you were saying, no, there's nothing to do with the legs. But he had that somehow fixed on him, and then they were thinking about sending an ambulance. And
no urgency ambulance.
But anyway, they got the doctor, and the doctor worked it out that really it was a kidney infection, which is what you had suspected.
Yeah.
And we just need some antibiotics. Now, you know, neither of us are a great advocate for antibiotics just for the sake of it.
No.
However,
but
in
when
certain,
you need it, you need it.
yeah, kidneys, I think, are a particular one. That seemed very close. So yeah, so we're now just on to Julia's GP. And there goes your alarm. So hopefully, but you feel, I mean, the great thing is you did sleep. Sorry about that noise, that was Julia's alarm.
Well, I was sleeping on and off from 2 p.m. yesterday, wasn't I, really? Just randomly, my brain and body was shut off.
So you managed to get some sleep last night. I was a bit fitful because I knew you were in pain.
Yeah.
But you woke up and you're not so much in pain.
No, it's died down significantly. So which tells me that a lot of my discomfort yesterday was indeed bruising
from Joe.
From Joe's head.
Me.
Yeah, and it's definitely my left kidney that hurts more than my right, because that would have had the weight of his head on it, not just the pressure of the bladder being pressed. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's probably too much information.
Too much information. So we'll head to the doctors, and hopefully Julia can get sorted out. It's just coming up to 25 minutes past 8, so we're trying to get there before 8:30, which is not so easy because it's a school run.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know how it goes.